Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Zaron.
Elizabeth.
How are you?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm really good.
You look well rested.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I'm good.
You're faking it well.
Yeah. How are you? Have you been sleeping?
No, I gave that up for the year.
I know. It's not fashionable.
Yeah, I gave it up for Lent and just kept on rolling.
Just can never look back. Do you know what's ridiculous?
I do. Friend of the show, Billy Idol.
Yeah.
You've covered him, right?
Yeah.
Well, recently, just this year, he found out that he went through one of life's great transitions of...
menopause?
Becoming a father for the third time.
He rocked the cradle of love?
Totally. The 69-year-old was not shocked to learn that he had a secret son named Brant, because Billy Idol said, quote, he's had sex with millions of people.
Whoa. Brant Idol.
Now, he also admitted, this is what I love, is he threw in all of his colleagues in the rock world. He's like, well, a lot of us probably have likely fathered children outside of our usual relationships. So.
Did he do a roll call of most likely suspects?
No, I wish he did. But he did say, the more I thought about it, I guess there must be something like that about learning about his child. Something like that.
Oh, my God.
Because, quote, we were just going around in the 80s and 70s, just having knockdown, drag-out sex with a million people you didn't know. The first thing I like is he does 80s then 70s. He goes backwards in time. And then also I like that knockdown, drag-out sex. You don't think sex is going to follow knockdown, drag-out? Like, Billy, do you understand what sex is?
You know what? He's the original rude dude.
Dude, he is so ridiculous.
He's rude
Friend
dude.
of the show. Shout out Billy Idol.
There it is. That is ridiculous. And do you want to know what else is ridiculous?
Please.
Naked scamming.
Oh.
This here is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous.
You damn right.
I am so damn right.
Look at you over there, damn right.
I know. I think I've mentioned this to you before, but I have a friend in the diamond business.
Oh, that's right.
You know him, Paul from the diamond business.
Exactly.
I've talked a lot on
You
here.
also told me that every kiss begins with K,
It
so
does.
I will never forget that.
It does. And you know what? He went to Jared. I've talked a lot on here about stolen gems.
Yes, you have. You love them.
I do. They're light and portable.
Yeah.
Very, very valuable. So it's like the perfect target.
I've heard this from my friends who sell drugs.
Not to victim blame.
Yeah.
But it's perfect target.
They're better than cash.
It's so glamorous to steal diamonds. Like, you don't steal them and then sell them out of the back of a van in a gas station parking lot.
No, you go to downtown LA to the Diamond District.
You jet off to Antwerp with the diamonds in like a velvet-lined briefcase.
Ooh,
and then
yes.
you're wearing a sharp suit while you do it.
I love that.
Then you stay in a high-end hotel and you have to go to Paris to meet up with another fence. And you take a chauffeured Benz to like a gritty warehouse outside of town. But you meet up with another well-dressed crook.
I got to get back in the gym.
You do, and then the deal's done. You go to London.
This sounds
you just
so fun.
Sip a cocktail while staring out the window of a penthouse hotel room that overlooks the Thames.
This is like a James Bond movie, but with less beating people up.
That's what it seems like. Diamond theft is like based on movies or like crap TV shows,
totally.
Right?
Well, one would think.
But there's another side of diamond crimes, Aaron.
Are you about to open my eyes?
I'm so about to open your eyes. But I've told you about this kind of thing before.
This is true.
A diamond hoax.
A diamond.
So yeah,
oh yeah,
remember those dudes that scattered the gems in the high desert?
Loved that.
Which they were cut gems, by the way, which is my favorite part about it.
It's like, oh look, nature cut these perfectly. They're ready for the market.
So the diamonds aren't stolen, but they're part of a con. It's an accessory, and that's exactly the type of crime I want to tell you about today.
I'm into it.
It's a con, a glorious con, and it all centers around Henri Lemoine.
If you say so.
Yeah.
How do I spell that?
With a lemon.
Okay, perfect.
I don't have a date of birth for this guy, but I'd estimate it to be in the mid to late 1800s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 1860s, 1870s.
Sure.
Who knows? A little earlier. His dad was French consul in Trieste, Italy.
Oh, good place to be a French consul.
Yeah, right? And that's where he met Henri's mom. And he eventually moved back to France to the foothills of the Pyrenees near Tarbes.
Okay, down south, yeah.
Yeah, and they had little Henri. His dad, out of the Foreign Service, got a job managing a marble works.
Oh.
Seems like a step down. but maybe not.
Cut
Who's
glass,
to say?
who knows?
What did little Henri like to do as a boy?
Shoot marbles?
In the Occitania region?
Yeah, what did he like to do, Elizabeth?
Well, Zaron, he would hop on an ox and tear tail all over town.
An ox?
An ox, like le yeehaw!
Like, that's a big, slow animal, like an ox.
The French buckaroo. Yeah, so...
Buckaroo banzai!
Buckaroo bon chance. And so this led him, though, he wound up serving on the cavalry on horseback.
Oh, he's good in the saddle.
Yeah, and he was like an amateur bullfighter.
Oh, heck yeah. He knows ox and seats.
He became an adventure guy, basically.
Totally.
All about the feats of daring do. And he went like where the adventure took him. So he traveled all over Europe, South Africa, the US of A. And according to an article from the International Gemological Institute, quote, at 15, he was already selling shares in non-existent companies. Thrown out of his parents' house, he frequented the arcades and repeatedly abused the gullibility of tourists. He exercised at fairs with a certain talent, the trade of illusionist. So
he was a magician.
Yeah, Henri Lemoine.
Yes, he added another
Teen
card.
Illusionist this fall on CBS. And this comes on right after Watson, which Paramount Plus seems determined to make me watch. But you know what? I do what I want, Zaron.
You live free.
I do.
Uncaged.
So it was around 1898 that he got bored of being like the 19th century version of selling NFTs. And he found a new love.
Which is?
Diamonds.
Yes.
Diamonds were Henri's best friend.
They are forever.
Right. And so it was 1898 that he met Maurice Coquelin, an engineer. And his story of their early partnership was detailed in the New York Times a decade later. He said that Henri, quote, was employed as a canvasser for an advertising firm. Lemoine talked very glibly, announced that he too was a student of chemistry and offered to ally himself with the engineer. We succeeded, said the engineer, in obtaining the brittle powder which, while it was harder than rubies, was without the hardness of diamonds. You know, every con man has a half-truth.
Yes.
So he's like someone who once bought a chemistry set from a toy store and all of a sudden he's Bill Nye. But what people of the time, like he's talking about the birth of lab-grown diamonds.
Oh, right.
Yes. So that same engineer, very soon after he said that he told that, he was positive that Henri was making actual real diamonds thanks to this formula he'd come up with.
Okay.
So I should say here that scientists in the late 19th century were obsessed with making diamonds.
So they're really into the scientific alchemy.
Yes. So the big dog of that was another Henri Moisson. He was a French chemist best known for two groundbreaking achievements. His first was the invention of the electric arc furnace.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at him.
And that was around 1892.
He's like, check me out, Bunsen.
And it could get up to like 3,500 degrees Celsius.
Damn.
So this allowed him particularly, to study materials under conditions that weren't previously possible.
Completely.
Including experiments with the synthesis of diamonds.
Huh.
He also discovered fluorine.
Oh, yeah.
And that got him the 1906 Nobel Prize in Chemistry.
Whoa.
Big dog.
It's up there with Madame Curie.
Yeah, exactly. So back to his diamonds, though. He didn't make gem-quality synthetic diamonds, but he was the pioneer who first tried systematically using high heat and pressure to crystallize carbon.
Okay.
And then that directly influenced the eventual success of lab-grown diamonds decades later.
Okay, but was he making essentially almost like industrial level diamonds?
Yeah. And so at this time, scientists are fascinated by diamond structure and they're suspecting that it's made of pure carbon.
Yeah.
And that figuring if it's under the right pressure and temperature, you could create this artificially.
Like Superman could do it in the palm of his hand.
Yes.
Just enough temperature and heat.
There it is. So Moisson, his invention of this arc furnace gave exactly the tool to test the idea. He mixed carbon, so charcoal or sugar carbon, with iron in his arc furnace. He melted the mixture at this super high heat, then rapidly cooled it. And then his theory was that the carbon dissolving in molten iron under high temperature and then the rapid cooling, that would be that sudden contraction.
Yeah, like a distillation process where they separate and then...
Yeah, so instead of the enormous pressure of the earth on it, he's replicating that
with
really
iron.
quickly.
I love this.
And he reported that he produced tiny crystals embedded in the iron globules.
Okay.
And the crystals were so microscopic.
Yeah.
But he's they're diamonds when you look at the
under a microscope. This is a diamond.
The structure of it. And later, when people analyzed it, some of them were diamond-like carbon structures.
They're just not quite perfect.
Yeah, and so the others were like carbon phases, so it hadn't gotten there yet.
The
Graphite,
lattice is not right.
carbides, yeah. And so, but he's why we have moissanite.
Yes, I was wondering when you were saying
earlier. The
almost
diamond,
totally.
yeah. And so that mineral was discovered by him while he was examining rock samples from what's now Meteor Crater in Canyon Diablo, Arizona.
Heck yeah.
And then they named the silicon carbide in honor of him. So anyway,
shout out.
This was in the zeitgeist at the time.
Yeah.
Making diamonds was the new, as you said, the alchemy.
People had notions.
They certainly did. And everyone wanted to be the guy who turned carbon into cash. So there's Henri Lemoine, an amateur bullfighter, soldier, traveler, basically like man of mystery. Yeah. He's got this great backstory. And that takes us to 1905. Hello, 1905.
What up, 1905?
That's the year that Henri got in touch with Sir Julius Werner. Sir Julius was a German-born British owner of South American diamond mining companies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good on him.
He was the richest of the diamond guys and just one of the richest of the guys, period.
Was he up there like with De Beers and them?
He's like one of the owners of De Beers.
I got you.
So Henri, he wanted to demonstrate this claim of his of creating diamonds to a guy who made his nut off getting these things out of the ground.
Yeah, like I got an easier way to do that.
Yeah. And
without so much exploitation.
Like... Sir Julius, his company had the controlling interest in De Beers. So we're talking like mega, mega rich. So Henri first approached him May 1905, but he was really sly about it. Henri sent two dudes that Sir Julius knew and like trusted to go talk to him.
Backroom meeting.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, we heard about this guy who made real diamonds on a commercial scale. Like they super exaggerated it. And they were like, if this is true, your company could be in serious trouble if he decides to compete with you. So Sir Julius is like, look, I got to bring this guy into the fold. I got to catch and kill.
Yes, totally.
And so he's like, bring Henri. I'll meet with him.
Love to meet this fellow.
Henri's stoked. He's like, Sir Jules, can I call you Jules? He's like, you mine diamonds, I make them. I can create real, live, actual diamonds, ones that are going to fool any gemologist. You can't tell them from the ones that are in the ground.
Yeah, because once you get the lattice structure right, it's a diamond, it's a diamond, it's a diamond.
And he's like, all I need, super hot furnace and my secret recipe. That's it. So Sir Julius is like, can I see this secret recipe? Just, take a little peek. No, Henri says.
Of course not.
It's locked away in a safe deposit box. Union Bank in London. You shall not see it. Well... said Sir Julius, can I see you make them? And, can I see the experiment in action?
Show me the magic in action.
Oui, says Henri. So they set it up for Sir Julius to come to Henri's workshop to witness awesomeness. And, Sir Julius gets there and the place is all set up. The furnace is like white hot. They're all fired up, ready to go. Henri pulls out a crucible. The vessel where you melt metals at high temperatures.
Totally. Big, thick metal bowl, basically.
And he turns away and adds a special mix. And then he places the crucible in the fire. And I'm guessing that they made awkward small talk for a while. And then Henri removes the crucible after a while. He cooled it quickly, water sizzling, and then sifted through it. He lifted out with some of those long science tweezers gripped in the end, a diamond. So obviously not a cut diamond, but the rough stone. Okay. It would have been absolutely hilarious if he pulled out a cut diamond. That's just me. But Sir Julius, he's like, I call foul. He's like, I need to see this again. I can't just see it once. And I need experts on hand to observe every detail of what's happening.
Totally. I need to see the process.
Yeah, and Henri's like, no, I don't want more people knowing about
this. It's my proprietary, man.
And he's like, if they find out, then they can really easily steal the formula. And so that's a no-go. You know what, Sir Julius? I have boundaries, is what he said.
Respect them.
Yeah, so they're at an impasse. But finally, Henri is like, all right, I agree. I'll do it. And then Sir Julius is like, well, I have one more request. I want to see your dangler.
What?
Yeah. Sir Julius is like, you have to do this in front of all these experts and you have to be in your birthday suit. That way you can't hide anything.
Oh, no magic up my sleeve. Because there's no sleeves.
Yeah. So it seems...
He literally did want to see the dangler.
He wants to see the dangler. And it seems very dangerous with like a superheated furnace.
Yeah, you got an arc going.
Well, you need clothing to protect from extreme conditions. And like naked foundries don't exist for a reason. Yes, it's hot in there, sure. But
all those long gloves and the aprons and the heavy aprons.
No, instead they're like, get in there. But so there's Henri totally nude. Totally.
He was willing to do it.
Yeah, totally legal, totally cool.
Wow.
Henri, he puts out the materials for the diamond, and one of the expert observers was instructed to mix them together and then put the mix in the crucible. And then he seals it up, the expert. And then they make Henri put the crucible on this shovel and load it into the furnace, likely burning off his pubic hair.
It's totally naked. Sir Julius over there, I like to watch.
He's like, this is something I've wanted to see for a very long time.
You have the money, I'm telling you.
The thing is cooking at like multiple thousands of degrees, and the shovel handle was only 15 feet long.
Oh, that's not long enough.
No. So they he, sticks the thing in.
He's singeing body hair.
Yeah, and they stood around, Henri still naked, for like a half an hour.
Oh, he doesn't get like a robe right after,
no,
like what they do on a film
set? No, they just make him still
set?
stand there.
Like, hey, do you want to smoke?
And they're like kind of looking him up and down. Yeah. And then it was time to get the crucible out. And so the expert opened it and found 25 little diamonds in there. Huh. And then they ran the whole thing again. Do it again. like our man. And so Orson Welles. And so they run it all again.
Okay.
And then this time they got 30 little diamonds.
Wow.
And so Henri, he hands them off to Sir Julius. Sir Julius takes them to a jeweler in London. That guy determined, you know what, these are good quality diamonds, all right, but I'm not going to buy them because I don't have certificates of origin on anything. Sir Julius, he's sold. He's like, okay, there you go. Even though he's like, I'm Sir Julius, like I got them out of the dirt. Like, I didn't personally. I got some kids to go down there, but trust me. But
I wiped the blood off the diamonds.
Sir Julius is all about it. So he invited other diamond magnates to come and see the experiment. And I'm guessing that Henri was allowed to wear clothes from that point forward. So it wasn't just like some weird rich guy show that he's putting on. Each experiment gleaned larger and larger numbers of diamonds.
Dang, go on.
The rich guys were amazed. Let's stop there. Let's let the furnace cool down. Let's make everyone put their clothes back on. Or in my case, put more clothes on. And when we come back, we're going to see what the fat cats do with this incredible discovery. Zaron.
Elizabeth.
Okay, so where was I?
Naked diamond guy.
Yeah, Henri, the naked diamond guy. So he convinced the rich diamond guys that he actually could make diamonds at home.
Okay.
He could best Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And so they all decided that Henri would return the formula to be locked up in the London bank, and it wouldn't be opened again until he died.
What?
And at that point, the recipe would become property of Sir Julius.
So they planned to kill him.
Pretty much. But for this kind of catch and kill, there needs to be compensation for the source.
Yeah, of course.
So like if Henri, if he's like, I'm not going to use this formula to make myself rich and then crash the diamond market, I need to get my beak wet.
Totally. Very wet.
Sir Julius paid him $320,000 for the whole thing.
What's that? Do we know what that is converted?
$11 million today.
That still doesn't seem like enough.
No, when you look at the diamond industry.
How much it's worth? Yeah.
So this would not
I want a half bill at least.
Yeah,
give me 500 mil.
I'd be like, how much are you worth? Cut me half.
You're even bigger than me.
Yeah. I'm terrible. So this wasn't just going to lock up the formula, right? But it would also, the money would establish a lab for Henri in the Pyrenees where he could continue to discover cool stuff.
Okay.
And like hone this formula. And then Sir Julius, initially, he's like, look, I just want to buy you off. But Henri, he's like insisting on this lab. And he even sent the plans and like photos of it, the building to the De Beers folks. I don't think they cared. They're like, great, I love that for you.
Great
and then,
rafters.
Like,
I love the skylights. It's all really
great.
nice.
Thank you. But Henri, he convinced Sir Julius that he was honing the process and he needed investments. It would all benefit Sir Julius. So he just needed to fund it. And that was Henri's logic. So over the next 3 years, Sir Julius, he like pours thousands of pounds into this, quote, secret process.
Okay.
Henri went to other investors looking for funding for his diamond lab. And that irked Sir Julius. Because like Henri getting outside funding would make the little secret deal public.
Yeah.
And he needed to put a lid on it. He actually took Henri to court. And that seemed to silence him and do the trick. There was another incident, though, that may or may not have been related to all of this. Right after Henri made the deal with Sir Julius, someone shot at him.
I'm telling you, see?
He was just like chilling under some trees alongside a road reading a newspaper. It was like basically a drive-by. These unidentified tourists in a car drove by and did the old street sweeper baby, ready to let it go.
Really?
Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa what? Listen to it pound.
Are we talking like a Thompson and like submachine gun?
No, 2 shots from a revolver.
Okay.
They hit his coat and his newspaper, but not him. But here's the thing. The diamonds weren't Henri's only hustle. Remember how they said that he was like a canvasser for advertising agent?
Right. Yeah.
He in that work, like he'd also kind of scammed someone on a car sale. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was like a disgruntled customer /
former
victim.
Mark.
Yeah. Anyway, at some point, Sir Julius, he becomes suspicious of Henri.
I bet he did.
Yeah. Henri was like constantly asking for money for this and that.
I want to do a tile mosaic floor in the laboratory.
We need upgrades. And the more time passed, the more some of the people who were there for like the big reveal were able to reflect on everything and really think about how feasible was this?
The man was naked making diamonds.
Right. Well, Francis Oates, chairman of De Beers, who attended the experiments, he was one of the ones who was like, the more I think about it, he went to Julius and he was like, I think this whole thing is hinky. Like, step back, look at it as an outsider would. Mm-hmm. Like, Henri and his story and his demands just don't pass the smell test.
Was he not asking for enough for them to believe it?
Perhaps.
Sometimes rich people don't think you're being greedy enough. Like, if you really had something, you'd be asking for a whole lot more.
Could be. So, Oates and Julius, they decide to road trip it.
Okay.
And they pay a little visit to Henri at his diamond factory in Argelès.
Okay.
They're like, let's go to Argelès.
Yeah.
So here are these
I love the light down there.
Filthy rich captains of industry doing like shoe leather detecting in the absolute middle of nowhere.
With like baskets of food. Like they're not going to have roadside picnics.
They're getting their hands dirty.
The best wine, the best mustards.
3 different kinds of olive oil. So I like to imagine them getting there like on a map, like Indiana Jones with the dashed line going across. So they get to France because they're in England.
Yeah.
And then they go to Argelès. And they're all keyed up to confront Henri in his mad scientist lair. Mm-hmm. So they make it to Lourdes, and that's, the closest big
it's by Tarbes.
town. Yeah,
down there.
And then they took a carriage a bit south to Argelès.
Okay.
They arrive in this small town, and they ask everyone they meet, like, do you know Henri? Mm-hmm. And they're talking about him, like, do you know him? You know where I can find his lab? And everyone's like, je ne sais pas. I don't know. So they pull out a photo of like this impressive large factory nestled into the foothills, like surrounded by a lush forest. And the landscape looked right, but like people are like, I don't know what that is.
Où est la factory?
Exactly. And one person after another is just like shrugging. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then they go to like the baker and the boulangerie. He's like, you know what? You should go to the police station.
Oh, they would know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like if they know how to find anyone,
Cab drivers or cops.
Right. And so Zaron, close your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my eyes are closed.
I want you to picture it. You are a gendarme in Argelès, like your father before you. You are, for the time, very tech-savvy. You like to have all the latest innovations, and you often travel to Lourdes or even Tarbes to get copies of international papers and magazines, looking for news of this exciting new world. You are especially fascinated by the innovations in transportation. The hot air balloons don't really do it for you, but the cars? You have a buddy who moved to Paris a decade or so ago to work at Renault. He got you a line on one of their new mass-produced taxi cars, petroleum-powered. You keep it in your barn, covered in a tarp. There isn't access to fuel here, so you have to ration what you get, and it kind of freaks people out. Everyone in town knows you're eccentric, but you try not to push things in their faces. So there you are, sitting at the counter in the gendarmerie, reading an engineering magazine, learning about new fabrication techniques used in factories. In the back room, the captain is practicing his accordion. It's only charming because it's so muffled. But there's a town festival coming up, and he wants to make sure his performance is perfect there. You see 2 men walk in and speak to a colleague of yours. He hears what they have to say, shrugs in that beautifully French way, and then points to you. I believe he can help you hear him say to the men. They shuffle over to you. Their beard games are impressive. Big, hefty beards that come to a point, distinguished. One asks you in French if you speak English. I do, you assure them. You're one of the few in town who do. The man tells you that his French is passable, but he needs to provide detail that he's not sure how to translate. You read scientific journals in English all the time. You tell them, please proceed. He tells you in a lyrical English accent that they are there to locate Henri Lemoine. You explain that you don't know of such a man. They produce a photo. You recognize it. It's in Arras-en-Lavdon, a small village not too far away. But you tell the men that you aren't sure that's the building they're looking for. They assure you it is, and begin to debate each other as to how to get there. They ask you how far it is. You tell them it's about 4 kilometers away. They ask you where they can hire a carriage to take them to it. They'll pay whatever's asked. I'll do you one better, you say. I can drive you by motor coach. They look stunned. You tell them you have a Renault taxi. Unbelievable, one of them says. Follow me, you tell them. You get out onto the street, leaving the station and the accordion behind. You nod to shopkeepers as you pass and head 2 blocks down to your cottage with its barn out back. The men follow you and watch as you creak open the big barn door, then whip the heavy canvas cloth from the car. One of them whistles, very impressed. You turn and raise one eyebrow. This whole thing is turning out so much cooler than you could have ever imagined. You crank the front of the engine, it roars to life. The men climb in the back of the carriage and you take your spot behind the wheel, the canopy protecting you from the sun as you roll out into the afternoon. You pilot the car down the cobblestones of the town streets and onto the hard-packed dirt road leading to Arras-en-Lavdon. You jostle along the road, trees shading the lane and birds singing in the air. You round a corner and come to a stop. Towering above you is the building from the photo. It's massive. It's impressive. The men climb out of the taxi and stare at the building, agog. The building is producing a low hum. How do you get in there, they ask. Oh, you don't, really. You tell them that it's a power station that supplies electricity to all the surrounding villages. What? They are irate. Are you sure it's not a laboratory, one asks? Of course, you tell him. Can you take us to the closest train station that'll get us to Paris the fastest, they ask you. You tell them you think you have enough gas to get them to a train station, provided you stop back in town to pick it up. Of course, one tells you, while the other shoves an enormous wad of francs in your hand. This is a matter of utmost legal importance, one says. Do you have a way for us to contact national security in Paris? You can use the telegraph at the gendarmerie, you tell him. Allez! He yells and hops into the car. You climb behind the wheel and whip a U-turn on the dirt road, dust spraying up behind you. Best day ever.
I loved that.
So, when they get to Paris,
yes.
Julius told the French National Security Office that, quote, by means of tricks and prestidigitation and conjuring,
magic comes back.
Yeah, that Henri had succeeded in inducing him to part with $320,000 for the purpose of setting up this special laboratory.
Yeah.
When they did the calculations, Henri took the De Beers Diamond Company for about 1.6 million francs.
Nice.
And when Julius told the whole story, the authorities were like, how could Henri have possibly faked the diamonds when he was watched so closely and was totally naked?
Mm-hmm.
And, with Henri in the wind, Julius and Oates had sent someone to investigate the original lab and found that the crucible that Henri used had a false bottom.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I wanted to guess because he's a magician.
He's
a
magician.
It's got to be a false bottom.
Everyone was distracted by this from Henri's real bottom.
Because he was showing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I love it.
Look at the real bottom, miss the false bottom.
It's the classic distraction. It's like,
yeah. Henri, and that's, I think, why he then realizes when they'd say, like, oh, you have to be naked. And he's like, yeah, all right.
Okay, I'll give you something to look at.
Exactly. So Henri, he gets arrested for obtaining under false pretenses the money from Sir Julius.
Mm-hmm.
And then the newspapers ate the story up.
I bet they did.
Everything from like the snooty intellectual papers to tabloids ran stories daily.
Lemoine's on all about it.
Oh, yeah. Henri, he hired Fernand Laborie as his lawyer.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but he was the defense attorney with an impressive roster of clients. Like, impressive.
The Clarence Darrow of France.
He defended Émile Zola in 1898 in the Dreyfus trial.
Yes.
Like the whole Jacques Dreyfus affair. And then he defended Captain Alfred Dreyfus himself at his court-martial in 1899.
Just so he's like, I'll take you on this time.
Yeah. He was also lawyer for none other than friend of the show, Thérèse Humbert.
Nice.
The gal who pretended to be an heir of an imaginary American millionaire, Robert Crawford. That's who Henri got to defend him. Like, he's going up against De Beers. He's like, I need a heavy hitter.
I need a Johnny Cochran.
Yes. And so with the press watching, like salivating over the drama, Henri stuck to his story of being this tortured genius who became a pawn of the diamond fat cats. And he kept saying he could really make his own real diamonds, you guys.
Yeah.
He begged the court and the press to like, let me show you this is true. Let me show you how I do this. Give me another opportunity to get naked and make magic. So there was this huge public debate. Like, is he a mad, misunderstood scientist? Is he a scammer? Like, you got to prove it. So meanwhile, according to the New York Times, Henri, quote, accused Sir Julius of conspiring with him to force the De Beers Company to buy the secret for $25 million. It was alleged, on the other hand, that Lemoine was preparing to make money by buying De Beers shares as soon as they dropped on the publication of the stories about his success.
Oh, he's going to short them.
It came out that before he went to Sir Julius Werner, Lemoine had obtained money from Edgar Cohen, one of the directors of Harrods stores in London.
Oh, yeah.
And had also gotten $2,000 out of an American named Siegmund upon the same pretext.
Okay.
So he's just playing everybody off of everybody.
Yes.
And he keeps asking for an opportunity to prove himself with an experiment. But then it came out that, like, his diamonds, even the raw, had very small jeweler's marks on them.
Oh.
They'd been bought in Paris.
Yes.
And came right from De Beers' own South African mines.
He's selling them their own diamonds.
He's like, look what I made.
Yeah.
You made.
You would
the
love
earth
these.
made.
You once loved these.
So, does this look familiar? So this Parisian diamond dealer comes forward and is like, there's this jeweler, Bordier, who bought a bunch of rough diamonds for me.
Okay.
And then they did all this tracking, and it turns out that Bordier is Henri. And then, like, but then there's the envelope.
Okay.
What of the envelope, Zaron?
What of the envelope, Elizabeth?
Let's take a
Great
break.
question, Zaron.
When we come back, we're going to go searching for that envelope, much like with Therese Humbert.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right? Zaron.
Yes.
Henri Lemoine.
Dude, these names are killing me. Like, I can't
Lemoine.
repeat them back to you. I'm like, I'm just going to let Elizabeth
I
keep
am
saying them.
butchering the heck out
you're
of it.
doing great.
Dear France, I am sorry. I just want to say, I'm so sorry.
No, I would have be the one to say I'm sorry.
Yeah,
because I'd
I'm
be
like,
Henri Lemoine was saying.
Dear my ancestors, I am sorry. So anyway, he said that he was making diamonds, which turned out to be false. He said he had a special secret formula for them, which was locked up in a London bank.
Totally.
So this formula, right? Sir Julius is like, I want the envelope. Like, does he really have it and he's hiding it? Like, I can't trust this because he could bring De Beers down with this.
Totally.
And so he's like,
and as long as that envelope is out there floating around, it's a threat to the stock price.
Yes. And so he's desperate to open it up and see what secret lives inside. Henri determined to keep that from happening.
Not my 11 secret spices and herbs.
That's all I kept thinking about. It's like the Coca-Cola recipe.
Totally.
It's KFC.
Yeah.
So in court, the judge said that he's like, I don't really have jurisdiction in London, so my hands are tied. Henri was thrilled. But then he doubled down. Like, so according to the New York Times, quote, Lemoine brightens up. He takes a step forward and talks with great seriousness as follows. I undertake to realize upon the whole of my property, including my household furniture, and to the amount thus obtained, I will add $130,000 worth of shares, which I will place in the keeping of the magistrate as a guarantee. I will then carry on my experiments, witnessed by experts selected by the magistrate. If I fail, Monsieur le Juge, you are at liberty to hand the whole of the guarantee fund to Sir Julius Werner. If I succeed, I shall ask that he pay me the sum mentioned in the contract, in addition to damages for defamation. But in order to do this, I demand, first of all, to be released on bail. He's like, I can prove it to you. Just let me out for a little bit.
Take these cuffs off for a moment. Let a brother breathe.
Sir Julius, fully opposed to bail. And the judge is like, I too am fully opposed to bail.
Yeah, he's got every reason to run.
But while Henri couldn't get out of jail to get to the bank and get the letter, his wife certainly could. He's married. So she hightailed it to London to keep the bank from delivering the sealed envelope to the court. Sir Julius gives chase. He wanted to get the envelope first before she could bring an injunction. And then while Henri, he didn't get bail, but he did get permission to send a telegram. And here's what he wrote to the bank. Quote, "This is to inform you that a registered letter follows forbidding you formally to hand to Sir Julius Werner or any other party, any branch or agency of your bank, the sealed envelope deposited with you on June 8th, 1905, and to inform you that I have taken all legal measures to prevent you from authorizing the removal of this envelope."
That's a long telegram.
That's super long.
He's paying like a lot.
Stop, is what it said again. So this held for a little while, but eventually the English court told the bank to cooperate with the French court.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that, the international cooperation between former rivals.
I guess at that point they're like, yeah, fine. Henri, he told the judge that, quote, he had no objection whatsoever to manufacture diamonds to prove his ability to the court, but he could not consent to have his secret formula read and published.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
he's like, yeah. And the judge is like, I'm intrigued. I like this. Take your clothes off. He's like, I want to see science happen. Take your clothes off. So he granted.
I want you to wear nothing but mustache wax and that
and
beautiful,
just stand
beautiful
in the corner of the courtroom. Like, I've heard a lot about you. So anyway, he's like, you know what? I'm going to release you on bail for 2 months.
Okay.
And here's the thing, though. You have to grow a gigantic synthetic diamond in that time. It has to be bigger than anything on the market. It has to blow my socks off.
Wow, Judge.
And you have to be naked. And you have until June 9th, 1908 to do it.
Okay.
So he's just like, you keep begging to do this experiment. All right, you got 2 months. And it has to be mega. According to the New York Times, quote, on June 9th, so remember, he had by June 9th, 1908 to do it.
Okay.
Quote, on June 9th, he appeared in court and announced that unforeseen circumstances had prevented the success of his experiments. He professed still the utmost confidence and asked for an extension of time. He was granted another week.
Okay. I didn't think he was going to get that.
A week went by. There was no diamond. There was also no Henri. He'd done a runner. So
he's in Russia now.
But you know what was there? The envelope.
Oh.
So Sir Julius, he's very eager to get this baby open. Like,
and how does he know it's the envelope?
Because it was seized by the court.
British court and then brought in. Okay, so it's like
he's just like squirming in his seat, all wriggling and like drooling. His mouth is wet. So the paper inside was read, and there are conflicting reports as to what was in it. Pretty much everyone was like, it was just kind of this like jumble of gibberish. There are varying reports, and it's somewhere in between. There are 3. I'm going to read them to you.
Okay.
So the first one was his formula. Quote, iron, boron, animal charcoal equal 30, 55, 15, 100. I place this mixture in a crucible, which I then into an electric furnace. Before turning on the current, pass through the crucible for a certain time carbonic acid, CO2, so as to drive out all the oxygen. I then turn on the current, continuing to pass carbonic acid through the mixture. The time of heating depends on the quantity of the mixture used.
It's like close enough you might believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. Second option, to make diamonds, it will suffice to employ the following process. 1, take an electric furnace. 2, take some powder of carbon obtained from sugar. 3, place this carbon in a crucible. 4, deposit it in a furnace and raise the temperature from 1500 degrees to 1800 degrees with a tension of 110 volts. 5, when this temperature is attained, apply pressure through the cover. 6, the diamonds are now ready, and it only remains to take them from the furnace. Signed, Henri Lemoine.
I've heard like bread recipes that have more detail than that.
My favorite report is the one that said the paper in the envelope read, quote, it is very difficult to manufacture diamonds. You can try by crystallizing carbon, which you must subject to the desired heat and pressure.
That's it?
That's it.
Good luck.
That's the one that I like.
Yeah.
It's like so basic. Like, you probably could do it, but you'd have to like
you need a lot of heat and
use
pressure.
carbon.
Like this, like a planet would
like
help.
You'd have to put it inside a planet.
Yeah, and then just
that's probably the best
time.
way to do it. So the cops, Like, okay, so Henri's gone. They read this garbage. The cops are desperate to catch him. He's high. It's like the whole thing is high profile. And then you get these wealthy victims because, like, that's how it works. Are you new here, Zaron?
No, I am not.
That's how it works.
It's not my first rodeo.
Right.
I've ridden an ox before.
Yeah. Yeehaw. So some were like, you know what? I think he went to Romania. Like, that was like.
I was guessing Eastern Europe. I
Yeah.
went with Russia because it was
And
a bigger
then others
empire.
were like, I heard he went to Greece. And still others were like, you know what? I hear he's in Egypt.
Oh, he likes the weather.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
so
Greece,
he has all
Egypt,
these
something
kind of
Mediterranean.
exotic places. His wife was meanwhile like, you know what I heard? I'm not married to him anymore. She filed for divorce. She's like, guess what? I'm done. And then he was found guilty and sentenced in absentia for his crimes. He got 10 years plus a
Absentia.
fine.
Okay.
It's a good thing she ditched.
Yeah.
April 1909, they got him.
Where?
Busted. Where in the world did they find him?
Yeah, where is this Carmen Sandiego?
Where did these professional trackers finally nab him?
I'm guessing America.
Paris.
He left
He was
Paris.
in Paris under their
He's
noses.
just like on the left bank.
No, he was. The press reported him as, quote, freely showing himself on the streets naked. That's what I want to know. And in the music halls with no other disguise than a shaven chin and a mustache trained upwards. He's like Poirot-ing it up.
Totally. He's like, I got a little fresh mustache wax and
they
new
caught
man.
They caught him with the guy who used to be his assistant.
Okay.
And then at least like he pretended to be as much back in the day. I don't know if it was like an accomplice, like another like magician's assistant.
Totally.
He didn't resist. In fact, they're like, Henri. He's like, mais oui. Like, yeah, it's me, Buzz. What do you want?
What's up?
Hey. But he hadn't been in Paris that long, like just a few days. He was staying at a hotel. He was using the alias Hans Leitner.
Are you kidding me?
A London merchant. My name is Hans
Leitner.
The London merchant.
Who of Dutch or German origin, but
of special magic origin. And he only had 20 francs on him. That's it.
Wow.
He told authorities that after he ran from Paris, he went to Sofia.
Okay, Bulgaria.
And then he went to Budapest.
Okay.
And then Vienna. And then Trieste, where his parents met.
Right, good for him.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Then he hit up London.
Took a river up the Danube. He's just like chilling.
And then he went back to Paris. He's like, just scooted around for a year. He'd been given a 10-year sentence, but they moved it down to 6, and apparently he served it. And where he went after is anybody's guess. There's no record of anything after that. He would likely have been forgotten were it not for Marcel Proust.
Why Marcel Proust?
Captain of memories.
Yes.
He was so...
Mr. Madeleine himself.
Yes, he was so fascinated by what he called, quote, the prestige of a momentary diamond, that he wrote about the whole fiasco in a series of pieces for Le Figaro in February, March of 1908.
Okay, so like he was doing like deep magazine dives.
Yeah, so he wrote this book of fiction.
Creative nonfiction.
Yeah, it was collected in a book called The Lemoine Affair that, according to its Penguin Books summary, was, quote, inspired by the real-life French scandal involving Henri Lemoine, who claimed he could manufacture diamonds from coal and convinced numerous people, including officers of the De Beer Diamond Company and Proust himself, to invest in the scheme. In a series of pastiche imitations written in the style of other writers, Proust tells the story of the embarrassment rippling across high society Paris in the wake of the scandal. Poking fun at himself, in one story, a character declares that Marcel Proust is so embarrassed he's suicidal, while lampooning some of France's greatest writers, including Flaubert, Balzac, and Saint-Simon.
Interesting.
So
he just did it as like a literary exercise.
He's like, this is fantastic.
Like, I love the magic. I love the
myth making. And I'm going to pretend that I fell for it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a sucker. I'm the biggest one. I almost killed myself.
And what of Sir Julius?
What of Sir J?
Well, Sir Julius died. I mean, we all do.
It all happens.
But he did it in 1912.
Oh.
In 1914, he wasn't young.
I imagine he was, aged.
Yeah. In 1914, his estate was valued at more than $57.5 million, which at the time was the record for South African businessmen. That's $1.8 billion today.
Wow.
In 2000, Christie's auctioned off his silver collection, and they described it as, quote, the late medieval and Renaissance silver amassed decades ago by a diamond millionaire, Julius Werner. The New York Times wrote, quote, The collection was a mixed bag, which included outright fakes. A beaker in the form of an owl with a body made from a coconut, fitted with silver gilt head, wings, and legs, looked like a spoof of late Renaissance silver. Another vessel shaped as a parrot perched on a branch was just as unconvincing. Several other pieces of that ilk peppered the catalog. Trickier than outright fakes were pieces that gave the impression of having been tampered with. A German cup made from a turbo shell with parcel gilt mounts was topped by a monster head that clashed with it and failed to convince connoisseurs such as the London dealer Charles Truman, formerly of the Victoria and Albert Museum. The catalog dated the object circa to 1630. It made 168,750 pounds. Did the buyer choose to ignore the problem raised by the cover? Possibly. Other buyers were certainly willing to buy 19th century imitations described as such by Christie's at the price of an authentic piece. The coconut and silver gilt owl mentioned above went up to a staggering 102,000 pounds, and the parrot sold for 32,900 pounds. Nor were those isolated cases. An ostrich, estimated by Christie's to be worth 3,000 pounds to 5,000 pounds, climbed to 91,750 pounds. It was as if aesthetic perception had ceased to function.
Great kicker.
That,
so he's been a sucker for a long minute.
The legacy of being snarked on by the New York Times.
Yes.
God bless. But here's my thing: does that not also scream money laundering to you?
I was just about to say. Anytime you hear about that stuff,
yeah,
I'll still buy that. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
but then they're just doing it to the estate, right? So are they trying to curry favor?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that was that's in the year 2000. So
right.
So this is descendants of his.
Yeah.
Doesn't that, know what? I'm taking, just like
Diamond
them,
hijinks.
Just like him back in the day, I'm taking a step back.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Seems hinky.
It does seem hinky.
I'm going to go investigate the laboratory. Zaron, what's your ridiculous takeaway?
I love this whole story. It reminds me of The Prestige, the story about the magicians and around this period of time. Right? I love this time because people are scientific, but they're not quite to the level of science that they can always prove everything.
Yeah.
But yet they're so into it that they can be both conned but also convince themselves because science and magic have not quite separated yet.
Yeah.
So they're still in a medieval Renaissance period of thinking where it's Da Vinci had a way to make gold out of they can be told anything as long as it has the patina of science on it.
That's exactly
But really,
it.
it's always still just magic underneath, and magic is ultimately a con.
Well, and science is so magical, and it's
exactly.
and especially if you don't quite understand the whole thing, how quickly things happen, or things seem incongruous, and then it comes together. It's intoxicating.
And then Einstein comes along in 1915 and just makes everything we don't know anything, but trust me, it is still magical.
Exactly.
So that's your ridiculous takeaway?
That's my exactly.
Good one.
I need a talk back, Dave. Please and thank you.
Talkbacks. Oh my God, did he just say that?
OMG.
Hi, Zaron. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, team. I just got off of listening to your re-release of an episode where you talk about Jack Shepherd in Spittlesville, and I wanted to come and let you know that my parents live in the town of Slate Lick, which is in western Pennsylvania, and is named after deer licking salt off of the road. They licked the slate, and they got to be in the name. Slate Lick, Pennsylvania. Look it up. A little fun fact.
Yes, shout out to PA.
That.
One of the greatest states in the nation.
That's a great way to name a place. That's
I
legit.
think more things should be named after animals licking things.
Yeah, and not Pleasant Valley. That's not pleasant.
Or Pig Knuckle,
Let's
Arkansas.
Be real about it. That's what happens. The deer lick the salt. Hooray for them.
Science.
Thank you. That's my takeaway. That's us for today. You can find us online at ridiculouscrime.com. Zaron, I have good news for you.
What's that?
We've been nominated for an MTV Music Video Award. The category?
The dream is happening?
Juiciest Booty.
Oh, my
So keep your fingers crossed. We'll find out.
Yes.
We're also at Ridiculous Crime on Blue Sky and Instagram. We're on YouTube at Ridiculous Crime Pod. You can email us at ridiculouscrime@gmail.com. And then you can leave us a talkback on the iHeart app. It's free. Please do it. Reach out. Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett. Produced and edited by Sir Dave Kouston, CEO of De Beers, in the fridge. Starring Annalise Rutger as Judith. Research is by Blood Diamond Shamer Marissa Brown. The theme song is by Naked Ironworkers Thomas Lee and Travis Dutton. Post wardrobe is provided by Botany 500. Guest hair and makeup by Sparkle Shot and Mr. Andre. Executive producers are hapless diamond vending machine investors Ben Bolin and Noel Brown.
Ridiculous crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.